Good morning. It is time for Sunday school again. I am joined by Southeastern Diocese President Dr. Christopher Smith. What's up, Chris? How you feeling today, man?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing, sir?
All is well, man. All is well. Listen, I was looking this
Good,
weekend.
good.
Stacey Abrams from there in the state of Georgia
hmm
was nominated for Nobel Peace Prize. Tell me, what is the perception of Stacey down there in Georgia? She's a game changer, but how do people see her in Georgia?
I think for the most part, people in Georgia really respect her
Hmm.
and really appreciate what she has brought to the table, what she has done,
Yeah.
not only for the state of Georgia, for the country as a whole.
Hmm.
She was in a
Yeah.
very hotly contested governor's race
Yeah.
a couple of years ago. And although she lost, she didn't use that time to pout, to kind of
Mm.
sulk, her loss and things of that nature. She took the opportunity to take it to another level. Okay, I may have lost this election, but now there's an opportunity for us to create some of the change that we want by exercising our right to vote. So she really was real integral in getting
Yeah.
many Georgians out here voting. I mean, my phone was blowing up daily with requests to vote. Make sure you go vote, vote this, vote
Wow.
that. I just think that she really took that loss in her
Yeah.
political career and kind of flipped it and turned it into a win politically. That's only going to propel her forward moving in the future. So yeah,
Wow.
people love her down here, man. Yeah,
Wow, wow. Listen. I like you
yeah,
said, took a loss and flipped it. That we could
yeah.
talk about that for the next 10 minutes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh
that
yeah.
that's good. That's good. But hey, we have a lesson to discuss. We have a lesson to discuss. Lesson 10, February 7th says, called to testify. Lesson focus being, ask Jesus to reveal himself to your community through your witness. And the scripture is John chapter 4, verses 25 through 42. I'm going to knock out that first outline and I'm going to leave the rest for you. Is that pretty cool?
Okay, sounds good.
Let's rock and roll. The first outline is the Samaritan woman's testimony, and it reads this way: John verse chapter 4, verse 25 through 30. And this is when the woman has realized Jesus said in verse 26 that I that speak unto thee am he. In verse 28, it says, she left her water pot and went her way into the city and said unto him, come see a man. And let me tell you, Chris, what really stood out to me, and I wrote the notes in the margin. I know you can't see it, but not only did she receive salvation right here, but she had this was stood out to me, a genuine interest in other people having it too. It
Yeah.
wasn't just I got mine, I'm cool. It was like I
hmm
got mine, you come get yours too. And she said, "Come see a man who told me all these things." And I think because of the energy and the tenacity and the passion in which she presented Jesus, that the people said, "Let me at least go see what she's talking about." And I wonder sometimes as Christians, do we have that same zeal, that same
Yeah.
tenacity, that same passion to say, you know what? It's not just about having good church, but I want you to know Jesus the way I know Jesus. And
Yeah.
I heard a preacher say this, and I thought it was a great analogy. He was like, it's about that personal experience, not just knowing somebody else's story. And
Mm.
I thought that was a really great way. She was like, listen, I got a story. And I believe she
Yeah.
told it in such a way that people just wanted to hear him. And for us, I think our challenge is this, and this is the question I wrote. If we never talk about him, do we really know him?
Wow.
If we never talk, besides Sunday morning and maybe Wednesday night, if you
Yeah.
literally never talk about him, do you really know him? Man, listen,
Yeah.
it's so much, but I'm gonna get out your way because I know you got
Hey,
way more than I have. So I'm
man,
gonna
that's
drop it into you, man. Tell me what stood out to you in this lesson.
man, that's a question right there, man. I mean, that really makes you think, do
Yeah,
you really know him? If you're
yeah,
not able to tell others about him, do you really know him? you know, and as a Christian, that is our responsibility, not
Yeah.
just to get to know him, but to tell others about him. And as we move into down the lesson, we also come across the disciples. Now, they had gone to get some food for Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And in the process of bringing that back, they observed Jesus's interaction with this Samaritan woman. And as we look in verses 31 through 38 in chapter 4,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus is conversing with his disciples. And the disciples are saying, Rabbi, here, take this food and eat. And Jesus says to them in verse 32, I have food to eat that you know nothing about.
Yeah.
And so the disciples, they're looking at him like, what is he talking about? Did somebody else bring them some food?
Mm-hmm.
But Jesus is pointing them toward the harvest that's awaiting for them. He's like,
Yeah.
my food is doing the will of my Father. And my Father wants me to bring other people to him.
Yeah.
And so that, I think there was a lesson in there for the disciples to learn. Is like, look, don't be so consumed with me. You
Mm.
know, yes, get to
Mm.
know me. Yes, take in everything you need to know, but also follow my lead, follow my example.
That's
This
it.
is what I'm doing. I
Yeah.
want you to do this too. Because not only should you know who I am, others need to know who I am too. And so now
Yeah.
look, the harvest is plenty. Go ahead and take it in. It's time to reap. So come in
Right.
and take it. And then further down, we see that as they're looking that way, the Samaritan woman has told her friends, has told her
Mm-hmm.
people about Jesus, and now they want to know who Jesus is. They
Yeah.
want to come see for themselves, and so now they're at a place where they're coming. That's the harvest. Now the disciples can really do their work. They can go and they can tell others about Jesus, and really, that's our responsibility. Like I said, as Christians, is we need to tell others about Jesus. Jesus is not just for us, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it is for everyone. And so
Yeah.
whatever that opportunity you have to do it, whether it's on your job, whether it's in your school, whether it's at your church, whether it's through preaching, through teaching, through life example,
Mm-hmm.
all of us have a responsibility and an opportunity to tell others about Jesus. And we should do that, like you said earlier, with zeal, with
Yeah.
passion, with excitement, so that others get excited and want to know about Jesus as well, and then come hear Jesus for themselves and be like, "Hey, I believe too." And so that was the main thing
Wow.
that I was able to pull from that lesson. I thought
Wow.
it was a great lesson and just a great
Yeah.
challenge for
Yeah.
us, really as Christians, to go, not just to go to church every Sunday and get the
Mm-hmm.
food,
Mm-hmm.
not just be consumers of the gospel, consumers of
That's
the
it.
word, but to
That's it.
contribute as well. And so I thought that was very important.
Gotcha. Now let me ask you a question, because there may be that one person listening and they say, well, Chris, I don't know the scriptures like you, and I hadn't been in
Mhm,
church my whole life like you, and
mhm.
I don't know all the Christian language. I mean,
Yeah.
so that's why I don't really talk about Jesus that much. What
Mhm.
would you say to that person?
What I would say to that person is like, hey, you have a testimony.
Boom.
You know, you have a testimony, and somebody out there is waiting to hear your testimony.
Wow.
And so, what you should do is the first thing you should do is pray. You know,
Mm.
ask God to, hey, God, you know, I'm uncertain in this area. I want to do what you called me to do, what you've equipped me to do. But God, I don't feel like I'm
Mm-hmm.
ready. Let my faith override the fear that I have in sharing my testimony so
Yeah.
that others may know you. And I think you start there. And then you'll find that God will provide that opportunity for you to tell your testimony, for you to share Christ with someone in whatever setting or in whatever situation or whatever way that could be. And then you'll find that, hey, it wasn't that bad. You know, it wasn't as
Yeah.
bad as you thought it might have been. And so, yeah, I think that's where you start. Hmm.
Wow. Listen, you heard it from Dr. Chris. Start with prayer and then let him lead you, man, because everybody has a
Yeah.
testimony. Listen, not only do you have a testimony, but you have a responsibility to study, to show thyself approved. That's why we do Sunday school. Continued local churches, continue your Sunday school, continue to support your church's live stream. Give financially to your churches, but
Yeah.
also give love. Call people, check on people. All of us are in this weird space right now. So let people know that if nothing else, talk about Jesus with someone. one. Dr. Smith, listen, I'm going to give you the last word. If people forget everything about the lesson this week, what is the one thing you want them to take away?
You know, I want them to take away the fact that, look, your faith in God is not exclusive. It's inclusive of everyone, and everyone has the opportunity to know him only if you share him with them.
Wow.
So go and share and testify. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Last question. Who you got, Bucks or Chiefs?
Man, I want the Chiefs to win, but something in my brain, something just telling me that the Bucks gonna pull it out. You know.
Wow. Tom Brady.
Yeah. Tom
The
Brady.
GOAT.
You know, he solidified the GOAT status this year for me.
Yeah.
You know, he let us know, hey, I can win without Bill Belichick any day of the week. So to me, that solidified GOAT status for him. So
right. Point blank, period. You all have a great week. Thank you, Dr. Smith. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.